ages. What will they think of next? See here, a bitty bot, a tinker toy, a living doll. Of course, we all know why they made him. To steal your hearts, to replace your children. This is the latest iteration in a series of insults to human dignity.
And in their grand scheme, phase out all of God's little children.
Meet the next generation of child designed to do just that. Do not be fooled by the artistry of this creation. No doubt there was talent in the crafting of this simulator. Yet with the very first strike, you will see the big lie come apart before your very eyes!
Don't burn me! Don't burn me! I'm not Pinocchio! Don't make me die! I'm David! I'm David! I'm David!
Mecha don't plead for their lives? Who is that? He looks like a boy!
Built like a boy to disarm us! See how they try to imitate our emotions now? Whatever performance this sim puts on, remember, we are only demolishing artificiality. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Have you ever been in an institution? Cells.
Cells.
Do they keep you in a cell? Cells.
Cells.
When you're not performing your duties, do they keep you in a little box? Cells.
This causes it. This causes it. This causes it. Information overload. All the electronics around you poisoning the airwaves.
You are listening to the High Tech Low Life podcast, a cyberpunk media retrospective. High Tech Low Life contains language and themes not suitable for all audiences, as well as spoilers for the content being covered. Listener discretion is advised.
Bienvenidos al podcast High Tech Low Life con sus anfitriones Eric y Josh. Soy Eric.
Soy Josh?
Yes. Working on my Spanish. I thought it was pretty good.
Doing that Duolingo shit?
No, not yet.
You got a fucking owl harassing you?
I'm thinking I'm going to sign up for one of those, but I did have to look up hosts, so hopefully my
that would be one I'd have to think about for a minute to come up with.
I have the rest of it without looking it up, but I couldn't think of hosts. Anyway, this is not a Spanish language podcast. This is an English language podcast and an American English language podcast. Talking about the most American movie ever made by the American Steven Spielberg called AI, Artificial Intelligence. Uh-oh, did I do it wrong?
Well, actually, depending, there is no colon.
There's no colon.
Yes. Some places have it listed, but it's not in like the official. It's not in the official movie documentation.
That explains why when I was searching for it, the colon fucked everything up. It was hard for me to find streaming until I left the colon out.
Yeah, and it's one of those where, obviously there should be a fucking colon there, right?
There definitely should. Right.
A period, I period, artificial intelligence is weird.
Yeah. Which is fitting because it's a weird movie.
It certainly is. Much stranger than I had remembered it being.
So before we talk about AI, we're going to talk about the things we usually talk about. No guest this week. It feels like it's been a while since we haven't had a guest, but it actually hasn't.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Like, hey, we don't have a guest. Holy shit, that's weird. Wait, no, we like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, just the week before last. But I don't know. We've been having more guests. I like it. I enjoy them.
Me too.
Let's talk dystopia. I want to blast through dystopia because I'm depressed enough.
Yeah.
Did anything? Okay, the big Epstein drop happened since we last recorded.
Yeah, that has happened. There have been a lot of Depending on your definition, funny stuff coming out.
I mean,
in terms of just how dumb like Epstein and these people are.
Right. It would be funny if it wasn't the absolute most horrific thing you can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, for a given value of funny.
Right. Yeah. You got to put it all in perspective. But yeah, these people are fucking morons.
Like, it's just only a half step away from that Simpsons screen cap of videotaping our crimes is the best idea we ever had.
Yeah. Or
emailing about our crimes is the best idea we ever had.
Or the Stringer Bell, The Wire quote. Yeah.
Is you taking minutes on a motherfucking criminal conspiracy?
I think Bill Gates sucks even more than I thought he sucked in the past, which was a good amount of suck.
Yeah. The thing with Gates is he and his wife did a really good job of image rehabilitation over the course of the past, 15, 20 years with the charities and stuff. And then, like, they got divorced. His reputation, pretty much cratered. And now, boy, we've hit the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, we sure have. You know what's worst about all this stuff?
I don't.
Oh, okay. The child rape is worse.
Yeah, the child rape. That is kind of the worst.
That's the worst about all this stuff, to be clear. But one of the things that really bugs me is that the QAnon people were like mostly right.
They were right there,
but also drastically wrong where it's really important. But god damn, they were almost right.
Yeah, it would be fucking hilarious if in the files that are yet to come out, if there's a bunch of shit about pizza parties in it.
Yeah.
And maybe there is in the stuff that has come out.
Yeah. Didn't they find out that the 4chan, the creator of 4chan is involved with it? Like it.
Yeah. The /poll tab came about after he had a meeting with Jeffrey Epstein.
And wasn't he, or at least that, not subreddit, that Chan, whatever the fuck you call it, was it that part of the QAnon conspiracy?
Part of QAnon, yeah.
Yeah, so it could all have just been projection. God damn.
Yeah.
What a fucking stupid world we live in.
It really is. Kind of a bummer, if you ask me.
Josh, you're right. I'll give you this one. The world is a bummer.
The more I hear about this Jeffrey Epstein, the less I like him.
Yeah, I don't think that guy was very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what else to say about it. I guess it's not really cyberpunk dystopia related. It's just depressing, and nothing's gonna happen. I think I saw a sketch where it was like a mock press conference, and they're asking the press secretary about the Epstein files, and the press secretary goes, yeah, he did it. Everything's true. Next. And they move on. It's like, nothing's going to happen. The Democrats aren't going to do anything. The Republicans aren't going to do anything. It's all true, and it doesn't matter. And that's sadly probably the case.
Yeah, that do kind of be where we at as a society.
It almost seems like it'd be easier for Trump if they just admit it was all true and move on.
It might. And you're trying to do a balancing act between, like, how much attention can we shift between the Melania movie and Dean Files? Like, which one is the distraction for which? Or is it sort of a symbiotic?
Yeah.
They're each distracting from the other just the right amount.
Well, they're related because the director of the movie is featured prominently in the files with pictures of little girls.
Huge Hollywood director, Brett Ratner.
Of course they pick him to direct the fucking Melania movie.
Yeah, well, if you need somebody to direct a serious documentary, you go directly to the guy who made the worst X-Men film.
Yeah, that's who I go to.
That's the one where Vinnie Jones says, "I'm the juggernaut, bitch."
I remember that. It's like, oh man, just like the internet meme, they've crossed over. That'll never happen again. Yeah. Okay. pedophiles suck. You heard it
Yeah.
here. That's probably, I mean, they've could apparently right after we recorded our last episode, there's supposedly a drawdown of immigration control in Minneapolis. But from everything I've read, that's not been actually happening.
Yeah. That seems like it's a, I don't know, hypothetical drawdown.
Yeah. It's because they know the press will run with it and say that it's a drawdown, and then they don't actually have to draw down. So keep your eyes on ice. There is no drawdown until they're abolished.
Yeah. And put on trial.
Yep. And then whatever comes after the trial is deserved as well.
One good thing that just today, Liam, I can't remember his last name,
Hemsworth,
the kid in the bunny hat with the Spider-Man backpack, and his father were released from ICE custody within the past couple of hours at the orders of an extremely irate fucking judge. Like,
oh really?
If you read the judicial order that he wrote, it is fucking veer. Like he's quoting Declaration of Independence shit and going off. So good for him.
Yeah, that's one. 10 million more to go.
Yeah. And one thing that I think we need to add to our dystopia news this week is the death of a woman we spent a lot of time with, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah. I don't know if it's dystopia, but because it happens, but it is sad.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're unfamiliar, audience, in one of our previous podcasting lives, we watched every episode of Schitt's Creek and spent a lot of time with Catherine O'Hara. Yeah,
she's a treasure. And I don't know, maybe it's, as I've been thinking back on her, probably the best part of, I don't know about Schitt's Creek is so good, but she's one of the integral parts to it working so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's good in that show, but she is so good.
She is like a big part of her, and Stevie are kind of what kept me watching in that first couple of, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes where it's still kind of finding its feet. Yeah. And it took me that long to get over this title is terrible.
Yeah. Really bad title.
But yeah, and I have also I don't know what SCTV was airing on in, central Kansas in 1980.
I remember watching it too, but I don't know.
But I have had a crush on Catherine O'Hara since, the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Like the Brooke Shields talk show.
It's such a shock too. Like she just all of a sudden.
Yeah. And I mean, she was just on The Studio fucking 6 months ago. I think that was airing, and they just started shooting the new season. So
it's too bad.
Yeah, it really is.
Watch some Catherine O'Hara stuff that isn't Home Alone. Okay, watch Home Alone. Just don't watch Home Alone 2.
Yeah. The wrong Home Alone 2 star died.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about shows, let's talk about our recommendos now, because I know we both have one that we happen to watch at the same time in different theaters.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, Eric and I both went out to the movie theater on Wednesday night. That was Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah. And watched the 4K restoration of fucking John Woo's 1992 film, Hard Boiled.
And it was everything I hoped it would be. It was fucking awesome.
It absolutely owned bones.
I was a little worried that it wouldn't hold up because I watched it when I was like in my late teens, early 20s so many times. Like I watched it dozens of times. But,
easily.
But yeah, still, time has passed. Man, it's just one of the coolest fucking movies ever made.
Yeah, it's cool as hell. I mean, like, and it's one of those movies where it's hard to describe. Like, it wouldn't be a great movie to do a commentary for.
Mm-mm.
Because you're just staring at it going, man, fucking Chow Yun Fat owns. Oh, dude, look, that guy's lighting his fucking cigarette.
Mad Dog lighting his cigarette from the flaming car is
so cool.
Peak cinema, dude.
Yeah.
Holding the machine gun or whatever the fuck he was holding. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was, when that moment happened, I wanted to applaud. And my theater was full, by the way.
Yeah.
Of 45-year-old men.
Mine was very close to full, which I was a little surprised at because I had bought tickets the day before, and I'd actually looked at the theater you went to and saw that it was almost like it was pretty well packed. There were, a couple of seats. And then I looked at my theater and I was like, oh, this is like, a quarter as many seats are sold. I wonder if it's going to be fucking empty. But, it was nearly full. I
did also see, if you're sad that you missed it, I saw that they're giving it another 2 days or something in February.
I might consider going back.
I can't wait for The Killer. And is it A Better Tomorrow? The other one?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think A Better Tomorrow is March, and then The Killer is April, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right. Those movies weren't as important to my youth as Hard Boiled were, although I loved them. But I might appreciate them even more now as an adult. And the restoration looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful. And yeah.
Also, I was sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just surprised at how much I love the music, and it's very sleazy 80s action movie stuff. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. It felt kind of cyberpunk almost.
Yeah, it's got I don't know if it's just an Asian cinema thing for when, like, I watched all that shit, and like, the majority of my anime watching between like 1991 and I don't know 98 or 99, and all of that stuff from like mid 80s to mid 90s. All the anime and fucking Hong Kong action shit all has that same kind of vibey.
Yeah.
It's not music that I would normally choose to listen to just as a, I wouldn't put that on generally, but boy, it fits like it's got a vibe to it.
It does. Highly recommend if you can catch the second showing, look it up. My wife went with me, and I was a little worried because it's a very violent movie. I didn't know if she'd be into it, but she was, and found out that she had a big crush on Tony Leung as a kid.
Oh, well, that's understandable.
Yeah, because she grew up in a place where his movies were more popular than here.
Yeah,
and so she's been watching his movies like nonstop since then.
Nice.
And yesterday, I sat down with her and watched Infernal Affairs, the movie that The Departed is based on.
Good movie.
Got to give it a recommendo. It was very good, and I think I prefer its ending to The Departed. Put it that way.
Yeah, I would agree. I think The Departed is a good movie, but it's nowhere near my. It might barely crack my top half of Scorsese.
Yeah.
Standings. I mean, barely.
I will say the way The Departed, the way they execute the ending is top notch, because I watched it again after we watched this movie, and it's like a fantastic way to end the movie. But what they did to the storyline to get there, I think isn't as satisfying as Infernal Affairs. Infernal? It's Infernal, right?
Yes. Yeah. Infernal Affairs.
So yeah, it's been Chinese movies at my house nonstop since Wednesday.
Has she been watching all the Wong Kar-wai stuff? Chunking Express, In the Mood for Love?
If it has Tony Leung in it, probably.
Well, I strongly suggest that if she does fire up any of the Wong Kar-wai movies, sit down and watch them. Chunking Express is fucking incredible, and like, I don't know, Wong Kar-wai is one of my favorite filmmakers, even though he doesn't make a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And most of his stuff is kind of, it's outside of the range of things that I normally, would, there's a lot of just straight romance films, which a lot of the time don't work for me very well.
Yeah.
But Dude, Chungking Express is such a fucking banger, and it has one of the best covers of all time on the soundtrack, where the lead actress sings In Dreams by the Cranberries.
Oh, nice. I will actually write it down.
Yeah,
I do not know how to spell Chongqing, but
Chungking.
Express. Okay.
And then also his 2046 is also fucking great.
That sounds like a cyberpunk title.
I've considered pitching it before.
Yeah.
It's
I ain't again it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Do you have anything else to recommend before we blast in?
I do. I have a couple. One is directly related to Tony Leung.
Awesome.
As you might recall, he was in the Marvel film that you went to see the day I had my heart attack.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
I saw that. My Farah rented a theater to watch that in with some of her friends.
Yeah. So this week, with exactly no fanfare, Marvel dropped an entire season of a TV show called Wonder Man, which has been sitting on the shelf for 2 years, approximately. And one of the main characters in it is Ben Kingsley, playing Trevor Slattery, the actor who was hired to portray the Mandarin.
Okay.
In the Iron Man films, and then got arrested and stuff. But the star is what is his name? Yahya Abdul-Mateen from. Oh, he was in the Watchmen TV show. He was in Matrix Resurrections. We have talked about him before. I can't think of what project, but he is a very handsome, very charismatic fucking dude. And anyway, it's kind of a slice of life buddy drama about a guy trying to get cast. It's a struggling actor who happens to have superpowers, who is struggling to get cast in a big superhero movie and hide that he has powers.
But it is in the MCU?
It is. And it is like, I don't know, it's maybe not quite the best thing that they have done in terms of TV stuff, but it's easily in the top 2 or 3.
Okay.
And it's real good. It was also created and directed by the guy who did Shang-Chi.
Oh, okay. Shang-Chi was good. It flew under the radar, and then I never really heard from it again, but I liked it at the time.
Yeah, that was in that run of that was in the post what was the last Avengers movie run, where Marvel was like, I don't know, let's see what happens. And also it, was right in, I think it was right in the middle of the fucking a Delta surge or Omicron or something like that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That it came out. So it didn't do great box office wise. And also there were a bunch of fucking chuds screaming about fucking Shang-Chi is woke or something.
God damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Wonder Man. Check it out.
Yeah. Surprisingly good movie. Other quick recommendos. I want to second your recommendo from last week for Freaky Tales. I watched that. And I do not know how that movie didn't work. Like, why didn't that movie become a huge success? Because boy, it is a crowd pleaser.
I think it's just the anthology. I don't think people like anthologies, man. Or maybe it was predetermined that people wouldn't like anthologies, and so it wasn't promoted by the studio. But yeah, it's like you said, it drags in the middle a little bit, but it's really good.
It drags a tiny bit in the middle section, and then the last act, it fucking speeds up and more than makes up for it.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about Steven Spielberg's AI this week, which, like you said, weirder than I remember. Honestly, a little bit more cyberpunk than I remember.
Yeah, it is a very strange film.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, initial thoughts? Like just...
Well, the main thing I remembered about it is that I hate the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I rewatched it, and I still hate the ending. without the ending, the rest of the movie is pointless. So it kind of makes me think that the movie is pointless.
I mean, number one, we'll go through this as we're going, is what do you think is the ending? Like, because there are a couple of points where you could, like, you know, throw to credits and be like, well, that was a movie.
Yeah. And I know exactly where my point would be.
Yeah.
Or probably where most people's point would be, but
Yeah,
definitely
I assume so.
Not where it is.
Yeah, I think that is very sane and fair to feel that way.
And
Like,
I guess we could save our talk of the ending for the end, but I think it's the big glaring flaw of the movie. Because other than that, like, I think Haley Joel Osment is great, and I'm rooting for the kid. And I think Gigolo Joe, the sex robot, definitely for women.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Certainly only women hiring that Fred Astaire dancing motherfucker.
Definitely.
But he's great too. And I just don't think they knew how to end the movie. I don't think they knew where they were.
I really think that this, you know, everything was planned and went exactly as it was envisioned, and I don't think that works. Like,
okay.
I think I think the movie just doesn't work for a number of reasons, and the ending is a big part of that, but there's other problems with the movie long before that I don't know. We'll talk about it some more as we get in. But yes, you do make a good point. Haley Joel Osment, blameless.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
I am not sure if there is or ever has been a child actor who could pull off what this movie wants him to, like, needs him to pull off. Yeah. And, like, he does as well as literally any human possibly could. But I think I think this movie is just kind of misbegotten and ill-considered, like, from the beginning. Like,
yeah,
you know, I think if you just read the script in 1998, you'd be like, oh yeah, this can't work. Like, this isn't going to work at all.
Yeah. I really, as I was watching it, I'm like, I just really don't know what the point is. I mean, I guess the point is to explore our relationships or another, what is it to be human, blah, blah, blah. But like, I feel like as a plot goes, nothing notable happens.
Well, and I think what the movie is trying to do is a little different from that. It's a little bit less of a what makes us human thing and more an exploration of some real old school psychiatry Sigmund Freud shit of every child is in love with their parent of the opposite sex.
Really?
Yeah. I think that is a big part of this movie. And it's an odd thing to build what is theoretically an adventure movie about. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole adventure is undercut by the fact that the mom doesn't want this thing.
Yeah.
There's never any indication that the mom has regrets about abandoning her fucking... I don't know, man.
I think there is some indication that she has some regrets, but David does not, you know, I don't think it matters because she programmed him to love her.
It's a real bummer of a movie. Mm-hmm. Like, even at the high points, you're like, wow, this is only happening because he's programmed, or it's just throughout, it's a bummer of a fucking movie.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's...
And Spielberg tries to give you an ending that doesn't leave you walking away like just bummed, but it fails miserably because the ending you get is even more of a bummer than... Anyway, go ahead.
The ending is confusing and... yeah, it's a whole thing. We'll talk about it. So, here's a couple little bits of trivia, and for one of them, I'm putting trivia in quote marks. Mm-hmm. I got before we even start, so this ties back to one of our other programs, the screenplay borrows, quote marks, liberally from Osamu Tezuka's 1952 anime Tetsuwan Atomu, known as Astro Boy in the English-speaking world, in which a scientist creates an emotion-capable boy robot to replace his dead son, but becomes frustrated when he realizes the robot will never grow up or become human. He sells Astro Boy to the robot circus, where he's forced to do battle with other robots in gladiator-style combat.
Nice.
Yeah, so hey, that
would have been a cooler movie.
That's a link to, other shit.
Pluto.
Yeah. Second piece of trivia. This is the first part of Steven Spielberg's unofficial Running Man trilogy. Leading back to last week.
Yeah, and 3 weeks ago or whenever it was.
Which continues with Minority Report and concludes with Catch Me If You Can.
Minority Report, another one that we have covered in the past. And so does that mean we have to cover Catch Me If You Can?
I cannot think of a justification to do so other than its inclusion in this piece of IMDb
in the Running
trivia.
Man trilogy.
Yeah. I've never heard it called that before. I'm certain I will never hear it called that again.
How are they at all a trilogy other than... How does that one... Like, I get Minority Report and AI. How does fucking Catch Me If You Can fit in?
Well, he spends most of the movie running away from Tom Hanks and his family.
Okay.
And it's been a long time since I saw that movie. I did like it, though.
Yeah, I liked it, too.
Yeah.
And then I guess Minority Report, he's running from the
law.
Police. And in this... I guess he's technically kind of running from that Irish guy, so whatever.
He's more doing running 2 in this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway. The Blue Fairy.
Yeah, anyway, the final piece of, and I am putting this in big quote marks, trivia, is Stanley Kubrick's film The Shining involved a writer trapped by a blizzard in Colorado and was based on a Stephen King novel. King wrote another novel involving those same elements, Misery. The cast of that film included James Caan, who appeared in Spielberg's film 1941, and Lauren Bacall, who is Sam Robards' mother.
And that's trivia for the movie AI, Artificial Intelligence?
Uh-huh. Sam Robards plays Henry, David's dad.
Oh.
So that's... I mean, those are sentences a human wrote.
Yeah, they might probably be even true.
Yeah, I mean, they are.
Good job, IMDb trivia section.
Somebody put some words together that, I mean, do track one to the next. Why it appears here is anybody's guess. That's one of my least favorite genres of trivia, especially on IMDb, is when it's just a list of, this person appeared with this other person who was in this Marvel movie. And this other person appeared with another person who was also in a different Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon trivia.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, let's start this movie.
Let's blast through this, man. We're going to be out of here in an hour. I promise you.
Easy. This is an Amblin/Stanley Kubrick production.
Oh, okay. That explains the Kubrick, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so why is it an Amblin/Stanley Kubrick production? Stanley Kubrick wanted to make this movie for somewhere north of 20 years. Wow. He read the short story. He read the short story Super Toys Last All Summer Long by Brian Aldiss, which came out in 1970 or something like that. I read it a million years ago and don't remember it very well.
If only it was Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, Dick alert. So then at some point in the 90s, he said, I think you, Steven Spielberg, would be a better person to make this movie. And he had been developing the script and had a number of different versions and had rewritten it. And he also, in apparently 1990, attempted to, he was trying to run up this production with an actual robot child.
Fucking sick.
And apparently I've never seen the footage. Apparently some footage exists of this horrifying rubber robot boy Like,
Love it.
It sounds horrific. But he said, I think I'll produce it, but Steven, I think you're the one to make this movie. And then he died in 97, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that.
So then Steven Spielberg went ahead and made the movie. After he did a full rewrite of the script, he is the only credited screenwriter. I think this might be the only thing he has directed and written on his own.
Ooh, okay.
It's interesting. But yeah, that's why it's an Amblin Stanley Kubrick production. So we start with some waves crashing, and Ben Kingsley narrates some shit. And
Second Kingsley.
Yeah, it is.
It's Kingsley heavy.
That was actually part of why I mentioned the Wonder Man thing.
Oh yeah.
So basically, it's some amount of time in the future. I don't think it's specific.
It's not.
And the oceans have risen. Hundreds of millions have died, especially in the global south. And the world can't support as much population as it could. So now having children is strictly controlled.
This is back before we were like talking about climate change. I mean, it was definitely being talked about, but not to the level that it was. I can't say today, but that it was like 8 years ago, maybe.
Or even like 5 years after this movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like climate change really picked up right around the time that Al Gore documentary.
Yeah, Al Gore invented climate change.
Yeah, and a series of tubes.
He's a smart man.
So yeah, we get some narration setting up our future world. Children are hard to come by. And then we go to the Cybertronics of New Jersey. I don't know why it keeps emphasizing that, especially when we, at the end of the movie, get to the office and it's in Manhattan.
Oh, I didn't put that together, but you're right.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, dumb. And we see William Hurt lecturing a bunch of people on how he thinks they have to move forward with robots, because things have improved, but it's all based on the same thing that they've been doing for like 50 years. And he thinks the next step up is making a robot that can love.
Nobody thinks to ask him why.
No, definitely not. And also in the scene, a good collection of like great dudes. Ken Leung.
So many great dudes.
Yeah. And Clark Gregg is there. I think Clark Gregg's been on this show before.
Also, probably worth noting, William Hurt, not one of the great dudes.
Not a great dude.
Bad dude. He's not a bad dude. He's a not good dude. Bad
not a good
rule.
dude. Yes. Yeah, absolutely true. And there's a lady robot who looks almost exactly like a people. Like she's a little shiny. But he jams a needle in her and then tells her to get undressed. And
yeah, that seemed weird.
That's a little William Hurt there for you.
Yeah.
And he like opens her face up, and I don't know, it's a whole thing. It's a pretty decent special effect, whatever.
Very cool in 2001.
Yeah, people politely clap at this. And he says, why don't we build a robot kid that can love? And if it can love, then it can have a subconscious, and then it could dream. And then a lady in the group of people says, with as much anti-bot sentiment as there is out there, the real question is, it doesn't matter if a robot can love. Can you get a human to actually love a robot?
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of the point of the whole, is kind of how the movie goes.
All the way to the last scene, yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, as she's a black lady, she's immediately dismissed, and William Hurt is like, nope, we're going to make a robot baby. So, 20 months later, there's a
By the way, not
car.
many black people in this movie. Her and Chris Rock.
Not the most diverse, and also the terrifying robot doctor in the junkyard scene, which I think might have been Blair Underwood. Like the lower half of his face is missing due to special
It's hard to
effects.
tell. Yeah.
But yeah, there's like 3. It's not great.
No, especially when they're like showing all the different models. This is at the end, but all the different models of Robot Davids, and they're all white, and you're like, oh, I guess we know who we're selling to. Come on.
Yeah.
Even fucking Barbie has some Barbies of color. Throw one or two in there. God damn it.
Yeah.
That's 2001. Different time.
Different times. And we'll get to how different those times were later. Mm-hmm. So 20 months later, we see a silly car and 2 people, a married couple, go to some sort of hospital thing.
Terrible car design in this futuristic movie. It's getting docked style points for the cars.
Everybody loves a 3-wheeler. Come on.
I hate that car.
It's not a cool car. Like, especially when you consider, I think the next year, like Minority Report had some very obviously,
cool.
We're doing future cars.
Yeah.
And they look like cars, but cool and future.
Did you notice the trash truck looked exactly like a Cybertruck?
Yes. Yeah.
Ugly cars.
Yeah. But these 2 people go to this hospital. Their son is in some sort of cryogenic suspension because he's terminally ill. She reads a book to him through a speaker, and it's the Michael Moorcock retelling of Robin Hood, which is definitely a choice. Like, that's not just a random Robin Hood thing. I mean, like, there was thought that went into that, and I can't figure out where that thought, like, what was the direction of that thought? What were they trying to sell us with that? But
I don't know. Never read it.
And the doctor explains that, and the kid's been dying for like 5 years now. The doctor explains to the husband that you guys are both having a lot of trouble because you're kind of grieving and not grieving at the same time. I mean, there's not really any hope here, but you feel like you can't grieve because your son is still alive, etc. And we're like, wow, upper middle class people, they really do have it tough.
And we're also like, that kid's definitely going to wake up later.
Yeah, 100%. Chekhov's kid in a tube.
Yeah.
Chekhov's tube kid.
Chekhov's tube kid.
Yeah. So then at some point in the near future, and we see William Hurt again with a couple of his team members, and they're selecting candidates to receive the prototype child robot who can love. And it turns out that dad works for Cyberdyne of fucking New Jersey, or Cybertronics of New Jersey.
I was thinking it the whole time. Cybertronics is like the least creative name for a future company, by the way.
Yeah, it really isn't good. I didn't mean to. I typoed Cyberdyne here. So cut to inside their house, and he walks in, and the wife is sitting looking bereft. And he's like, hey,
she's very sad.
I got a surprise for you. And holy shit, it's one of the aliens from Close Encounters of the Third Kind behind the elevator doors. No, wait, it's just weird lighting. Haley Joel Osment.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Foreshadowing something dumb.
Yes. It's a creepy, good reveal. I mean, Steven Spielberg knows how to make movies, so I'm not
he knows how to make things that are like, and I've said this on our show before, the motherfucker knows how to frame like stuff.
Quick aside.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Dawson thought about AI, artificial intelligence?
I was actually thinking about that. Like, I cannot remember a single reference to this film in the entirety of Dawson's Creek.
No, it came out towards the end of Dawson's Creek's runs, because I think
they ended in 2004, right?
Really? Did it go that long?
2003. I thought
they ended like 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because let's see, 98, 99. Because there are 6 seasons, right? Yeah.
Dawson's Creek end date 2003, May 14th, 2003.
Okay.
So they could have referenced it
in the year and a half.
That was kind of past when Dawson was talking about Spielberg so much. They really,
except of course for the last episode where he gets a phone call with Spielberg.
Right. All right, our listeners are dropping like flies right now, except for the 3 or 4 who love this shit.
Yeah. They absolutely
I think
love it.
he probably liked it.
Probably, and he was wrong.
Pacey hated it. Jen really hated it.
Jen was very unhappy.
Joey didn't see it.
No, she's too busy reading books.
Yes.
And traveling to Paris. Haley Joel Osment's like, I like your floor, and she is not. The wife is not into this at all. Her name's Monica.
Understandably.
Yeah. She is conflicted about how real the kid looks because he doesn't look anything like their kid.
No, he looks
which isn't to say he doesn't look exactly like another real kid.
That's true. He looks just like the kid from The Sixth Sense, though, which is just unsettling.
He really does. Yeah, that is odd. And the husband explains, like, okay, here's this special envelope that has the instructions for, like, you have to do this specific stuff to make the robot love you.
But it's unreversible, and you can only do it once. This is good design.
Yeah, and if he gets imprinted, then, there's no returning him. Like, right now, I could turn around and take him back and get a full refund. But if you imprint him, then we turn around, take him back, and they dump him into a wood chipper in front of us.
So here is some argument for our one of our ratings that I'm not recalling the name of. This is almost exactly what happened in the film Companion, imprinting and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And it could be they came to the conclusion, the same conclusion.
Yeah.
Thinking about how companion robots would work, but still, it's very similar.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Down to touching the back of the neck, even, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I had not put that together. Oh.
Okay, so it could be an homage. Who knows?
Yeah. Might be. So, anyway, Haley Joel Osment watches her make coffee. They have way too many coffee options.
Yeah. Those little spinny spice ball things that looked very futuristic in the 90s and look very 90s in the future.
Yeah. He's wandering around being a little creep, like just watching her make beds from like around a corner.
Yeah, this is the fun part of the movie.
Yeah, she's shitting, and he's like, "Hey, mom."
He's not calling her mom yet, though.
No, that's true. So they grow together with a bunch of family scenes, and she goes ahead and imprints him with her hand on the back of his neck, which, see end of film. We'll get to that. She has to read some trigger words, and then their names: Cirrus, Socrates, Particle, Decibel, Hurricane, Dolphin, Tulip, Monica, David, Monica.
She leaves the name out, notably.
She does not mention her husband, which is,
Yeah.
Like,
weird.
It's, odd.
She doesn't mention her son either.
No. Well, her son's dead. I mean, except he's not dead.
You would think she spends so much time thinking about him, she would want to link the whole family together somehow, but...
You would think so. On the other hand, I don't know, is this just a design flaw? It can only love one person? Because that doesn't seem like it's going to roll out very well.
Yeah, it seems terrible.
Yeah. I mean...
It's not ready for the sales floor.
No, absolutely not.
Although when you think about it, they always say dogs always have a favorite.
Yeah.
Which is, in my experience, completely true.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe AI is just like dogs.
All right. Yeah, sure.
I love my dog, and my dog loves me, but my dog would step over my corpse to get pat on the head by my wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was always the preferred one with our pets, but...
Yeah. My first dog preferred me, but...
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, they really do have serious favorites. Anyway, so he calls her mommy. They do some more bonding. She loves him a lot. He says, like, "Are you going to die?" And she's like, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to live for ages, like 50 years. I hope you never die." See end of film.
Well, also right here, you're immediately thinking, oh, yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah.
They need to build in a lifespan to these things or something. Like Nexus 7 it.
Yeah. And then in the next scene, my favorite character in the film is introduced. Teddy.
Okay, everybody's favorite character.
Yeah. Teddy is the super toy from the story Super Toys Last All Summer Long. Like it's the story is about a like AI advanced robot teddy bear.
That's cool.
And his characterization in this is incredible. He has a shitty attitude.
Yeah, he's just kind of a grumpy old man.
He's like if, I don't know, Ed Asner at 50 got turned into a teddy bear.
I'm looking to see who voices him, and I can't see it on the...
It's a guy named Jack Angel who did tons and tons of voice work, like all through the 80s, and I think he only died pretty recently. But I had to look that up because I was like, man, this guy's got a fucking great voice. I'm like, oh yeah, I have heard his voice in 9,000 things.
Oh, there he is, Jack Angel. Yeah, Teddy's great. And you're always worried about him throughout the whole fucking movie.
And as the audience...
he did a voice in World of Warcraft. Interesting.
Yeah, as the audience, every time Teddy is not on screen, you are asking, where is Teddy? What is going on with Teddy? Yeah, because he's just a little guy, and he's got this kind of grumpy voice, and he's like, I am not a toy.
Yeah. You can tell he's old, too. He's like...
Yeah.
He's been around.
He is several generations out of date, I think.
Yeah.
And also, this is actually, in my mind, kind of the neatest part of this movie. Nearly all of the Teddy stuff is an actual fucking, like, remote-controlled robot.
Oh, good. I think there's one spot where I noticed he looked CGI, but yeah, for the most part, very lifelike. Like, it's really well done.
There's, like, a couple of little tiny bits of CGI where, like, he has to move a whole lot.
Yeah.
But the Teddy robot was, I think it had, can't remember what the terminology is, but like 50 points of articulation, like 50 different things on it that can move, which it was all designed by Stan Winston and his studio, which is one of the big special effects people of the past half century. And they also did like Jurassic Park. And they contrasted, okay, so this 2.5 foot tall teddy bear has 50 points of articulation. On Jurassic Park, the velociraptors, which were 6.5 feet tall, had 35, and the T-Rex, which is like 20 feet tall, had a total of 40. Wow. So this teddy bear is a vastly advanced, like, incredible thing. And fuck, it looks awesome. Like, it never doesn't look good. And it's there's also, I read a short little thing about one of the designers, and they said that basically this is one of the hardest jobs of my entire career. You'd think designing a teddy bear, like just the look of a teddy bear, would be easy, but there have been like 9 million different teddy bears. And if you want to make something look like a teddy bear, but unique, it takes you thousands of iterations to make sure you're not just copying some other teddy bear or, you know, ending up in some weird uncanny valley. Yeah. So apparently they spent like literally years trying to figure out, what's this fucking bear going to look like? And also, how can we pack 50 little electric motors in it?
Well, they did a good job.
There's also a fun bit of trivia where I can't remember what toy company it was the studio was very hot for when this movie came out. They thought, Steven Spielberg, kids movie, going to be a smash. It has a teddy bear in it. Let's make a fucking teddy bear toy that we can sell. And I think it was basically speculated to be like, it would probably end up with like Furby equivalent, you know, articulation and shit. But the movie did not do as well as they were hoping, and it really is not so much of a kid's movie.
No.
I mean, it has a kid in it, but...
It has a kid, and like, that's, I was going to bring that up at some point. That's, the movie's got weirdly horny parts that...
Oh, yeah.
Like, not that subtle horniness that adults will pick up on and kids won't. It's just going to be stuff that makes no sense to kids, probably.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It's not a kids movie. Like you said, it's like it's trying to be in parts, which is weird.
Okay, so yeah, we've introduced Teddy. He is great. But more importantly, they get a phone call. Their real son is cured.
What? I never would have expected it.
Yeah, and their real son is a dick, kind of understandably.
What a little scumbag.
I mean, it's like looking at it from a child psychology standpoint. Oh, because he was in cryogenics, so he got sick, got frozen 5 years ago, and then he wakes up and suddenly they've replaced him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good point.
That makes sense. And I think, from certain angles, the child psychology in this movie does read as kind of real.
He's friends with psychopaths. You got to give him that.
That is absolutely true. We meet them at a pool party, and it's very cool and normal.
Yeah.
And it's also at this point in the movie. Oh yeah, and the kid Martin is also a dick to Teddy, so he is unforgivable and
should be killed. He should go back in the cryo. He does have a cool exoskeleton though. He does have a cool exoskeleton.
It's at this. Go ahead.
No, he's just a spoiled rich kid. That's the vibe he was giving off. He was mean to Teddy because Teddy was an old toy that he didn't care about anymore.
Yeah,
even though Teddy is cool.
Yeah, Teddy rules. Yeah. And it's at this point that Pinocchio is introduced to the story because Martin wants to get in a burn on David.
Yeah, he's going to love it. He did love it.
Because it emphasizes how he is not a real boy.
Yeah.
That
Pinocchio seemed really heavy-handed in this film.
Yeah, I get really tired of Pinocchio. It's one of those things. Pinocchio and the Wizard of Oz are two things that, once you reach a certain level as a filmmaker, you immediately feel like you have to try and remake or do your own riff on either Pinocchio or the Wizard of Oz, and it just happens over and over again.
Really? This one had a little bit of both.
Yeah. If you look at just even in the past, 5 or 6 years, Robert Zemeckis and Guillermo del Toro made Pinocchio films.
Mm-hmm.
Direct Pinocchio films.
Pinocchio sounds like a delicious Italian pasta.
Yeah.
I could go for some Pinocchio.
Fucking Starbucks. Got any Pinocchio back there?
Fresh out, unfortunately.
Actually, in my mind, it sounds a little more like a delicious Italian dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a whole thing, and I don't get why, and maybe that's why I'm not a very successful filmmaker.
Oh, that's probably it.
That is a running thing with filmmakers. Once you reach a certain point and a certain age, you have to choose. Do I want to do do I want to be aiming at Wizard of Oz or Pinocchio, and whether or not those movies ever actually come out or, get to the movement stage, all of them are one or the other. And I don't find either of those stories as compelling as it seems like many people do. But
Pinocchio never hit for me. I have always liked Wizard of Oz, but not.
Yeah, they're both fine. I mean,
mainly because it's got flying monkeys.
Yeah, flying monkeys rule.
Yeah.
Another Sam Raimi film with Michelle Williams from Dawson's Creek. What did Michelle Williams think of AI?
Oh, well, I don't know, Michelle. We know what Jen thought of AI.
We do. She hated it. Yeah. Anyway, so David and Martin are doing a competitive thing. David eats some fucking greens and breaks.
Spinach of some kind.
Yeah, and they really should have waterproofed this motherfucker.
Oh, they did.
We find out later he is extraordinarily waterproof.
Right. Maybe they did that after the spinach situation.
Maybe. They don't mention it, but you'd think the waterproof and food proofing would go together.
Yeah. His face melts when he eats that spinach, which I don't know why that would happen, but
Yeah.
it is a very creepy effect that is very disturbing to watch.
It is weird and well done, in terms of, at this point, 25-year-old CG.
Another indicator this is not a kid's movie because kids would fucking scream when that happened.
Yeah.
That came off.
Yeah. And then Martin tells David, so that mom can really love you, you need to take a lock of her hair.
Yeah.
And this scene is what I would say is a bit fucking much.
Yeah.
So Haley Joel Osment silently creeps into the parents' bedroom in the middle of the night. He is about to snip off a lock of her hair with giant, normal scissors, where, I don't know, everything else makes me feel like this house probably has mostly safety scissors. But she rolls over, he almost stabs her in the eye. The husband wakes up and shakes the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and,
really just giving him, not cool if that was a real kid.
Yeah,
not cool if it's a piece of electronics either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shake my PS5 like that.
No, certainly not. But anyway, the important thing is that Teddy saves the lock of hair that was cut.
Yeah, that's smart little bear.
Chekhov's hair.
Chekhov's hair.
So,
how Chekhov has just become.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to come up again later is now
any plot thing is Chekhov's. So the husband gives a cool little speech about how if he was created to love, then it's reasonable to assume he knows how to hate.
Oh, shit.
And if pushed to those extremes, who knows what he's really capable of.
There's another movie where Haley Joel Osment becomes a Terminator-like character blasting his way just to get back to his mommy. If only. Could have ended that one.
Yeah. So then we go to a pool party, and all of Martin's friends are fucking dickholes and psychopaths.
Wanting to stab the robot boy for some reason.
Yeah, and because David is capable of being very scared, he accidentally backs into the pool while holding Martin, saying, keep me safe, I think.
Yeah.
And also the other kids try to check out his dick. It's pretty weird.
Yeah. This is also a scene where Martin gets a little bit of Martin isn't being a dick like his friends are. He's like, whatever. He's just this weird thing in my house. Leave him alone.
Yeah. And this is where we get introduced to Orga versus Mecha terminology, which is going to keep coming up. And it's,
don't care for
who cares? Yeah.
Yeah.
Robot versus people.
Yeah. Every sci-fi property has to come up with its own slang for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Some fragging reason.
Spark it.
Drek. Yes.
So, so they decide he's just too goddamn dangerous to have around their real son who's healthy and fine now. So mom is going to return David, but realizing he's going to be fed into a wood chipper, she goes ahead and just abandons him in the woods with Teddy.
Because that is more humane.
Yeah, definitely. That's certainly. And he says, if I become a real boy, can I come home? And she drives the fuck off.
So for me personally, this is a villain moment for the mother that she cannot really come back from.
Yeah, I agree.
And so the rest of the movie is the adventure part of the story where David is pining to get back to his mother, who we know is an unredeemable evil person.
Yeah, I agree. But we also know that he is programmed to love her, and that will not stop.
Which means his whole existence is pointless and futile.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, Spielberg.
It's a good, fun movie. So that's the end of Act 1.
Teddy.
Yeah, he does have Teddy. Yeah, so that's the end of Act 1. Then, I don't know, maybe we do a time jump. Time in this movie is, I'm going to go with funny, in quote marks. I
think we're jumping back a bit.
Possibly, but then we jump forward. So anyway, we're introduced to Jude Law. He's covered in Vaseline. He's got a slightly odd plasticky hairpiece.
Yeah, real rockabilly thing almost.
Yeah.
Very shiny suit.
Yeah, and he is with a client, and she be scared of that robot D.
A client that we're all familiar with. She's been in so much stuff.
Wonderful. Paula Malcolmson? Paula or Patricia?
I
Yeah.
think it's whatever. I don't know exactly. I've never really learned her name, but she's been in so many things that I've watched.
Yeah, she has been in 9,000 things we've watched. Deadwood, most notably.
She's Trixie in Deadwood, right?
Yeah. She was also in that Hunger Games movie we watched.
Yeah.
Incredible Irish actress that I love to see in anything. And when she popped up on screen, I was like, oh, cool, great.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she has 30 seconds of screen time. But
And she gets to make out with Jude Law and get paid. So
yeah. And this sidebar for Jude Law, this is like the year of Jude Law, where he was in like 9 movies. He had never been in anything prior to 16 months before this. And then he was suddenly in virtually every movie that came out. And I don't think he quite ever recovered from being drastically overexposed.
He was in a little bit before this. In 97, he was in Gattaca. And some other
he's
things
the
Midnight
guy
in the Garden of Good and Evil.
I do not
Existenz was 99, so it was a little bit before this. Welcome Back, Jude Law. I forgot you'd been in one of our movies before.
Yeah.
Enemy at the Gates. I love that movie. AI, Road to Perdition. I love that movie.
Yeah, he was just everywhere, like in almost every fucking movie. And I don't think he ever quite recovered because, like, when you look at him, nearly everything he was in, he was really good in. And most of the movies were good. But I think people just got sick of looking at him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He worked pretty steadily. Like, this might be a bias to you. Maybe he wasn't in things you were watching.
Yeah, that's very possible. I really do think that I know he kept working pretty steadily, but I think the level of stuff he was in maybe dropped down a bit.
Okay. That could be true.
Yeah. But anyway, he's great. I mean, I can't think of a movie that he's been in that I haven't been like, oh, great, Jude Law.
Yeah.
He's an extremely reliable presence. What was that movie he was in last year? It was really good. Oh, The Order.
Yeah.
With Nicholas Hoult. But anyway, he is preternaturally attractive. Like, he's a perfect robot whore.
Yeah. For women.
Women. We look, the other kind don't exist.
No, this dancing man is definitely made to please women and only women.
Only women. He loves women.
and nobody else would hire him.
And Paula Malcolmson is scared of what he's got down there.
Yeah, he wants to see it. Once again, this is not a kid's movie. Like,
no,
it's so strange how they held back on the horny spots, on the horny bits in some places, and how they went for it in others. It's weird.
Yeah. He just fucks the hell out of Paula Malcolmson. Then he goes to a different hotel for another appointment. And is told by the desk clerk that, hey, the flesh fair's in town. Make sure your ID number's out so they don't pick you up accidentally. And he goes to the hotel room, and oh shit, the lady be dead already. And then,
and she was killed by fucking the teenage detective's dad.
Yes, Veronica Mars' dad, Keith Mars, Enrico Colantoni, who was also in. Like, he's another, just one of those guys that I love to see in anything. Yeah, he will be making future appearances on the show in Person of Interest, where he appears a bunch.
There's another character from Person of Interest, the Asian guy who talks about being his own best customer for the pleasure models.
Yes.
In the beginning.
Ken Leung.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he's one of my dudes. But yeah, so he killed his wife because she was fucking Joe, and had been,
which is weird
a lot.
I would never kill my wife over a dildo, basically.
Yeah, but I guess that's why you're not in a Steven Spielberg picture with a child main character.
Well, now we've understood that, and we understand why you're not a major director. So
yeah,
we're really figuring things out.
We've solved it. Like, are these the traits that have made us what we are today? I guess they are. So oddly, Enrico Colantoni, who is just credited as murderer, which is
that's accurate,
which is an extremely cool credit.
Yeah.
Oddly, he does not seem to hold anything against Joe.
Right.
Like he seems to
hold
realize
anything against the dildo.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, she was fucking you, and she had to die. All right, bye. And pieces out. And Joe is like, I am in big fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that's the case. I mean, because you literally just walked into the room. You could run back to the desk and say, the lady's dead, or her husband.
Pull up the security footage.
Yeah, something. I just went up there 20 seconds ago. Whatever.
Yeah, but you can kind of headcanon it to be like
sure.
any bot involved in a situation is going to be.
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway, he cuts his license number off his chest, and we cut to Haley Joel Osment and Teddy wandering the woods. Possibly there was a time jump between here and the drop-off.
I didn't feel like there was, but maybe. It doesn't matter.
See, one of my things with this movie is that, okay, it's this movie is formatted as what's called a picaresque, where the characters have some adventure, then they have some other adventure, not necessarily actually connected to one another. It's often used in novels where, like, actually, like the Parker novels or the Dortmunder books are picaresques, where, it's sort of the same, it's the same setup. They don't necessarily connect to one another at all. Like, it kind of doesn't matter if payback occurs before or after the outfit, or whatever.
It's fun. It means you can read them as you find them. You don't have to read them in order.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Vlad Tolstoy books. But so these are just kind of like episodes, I guess. It's almost an anthology, but a bunch of the same characters. That
is not how my brain. I mean, I see that. That's not really how my brain took it in, but I believe you.
Well, and that's how the novel Pinocchio functions. It's a whole bunch of different adventures. You can kind of, like, to some degree, you can mix and match. Like, you can swap the third one for the seventh one. And nobody really, it doesn't really make any difference so long as the first one is the first and the last one's the last. So, Haley Joel Osment and Teddy are walking in the woods. They meet a bunch of other robots scavenging a giant junk pile of robots dumped out of a Cybertruck. All of these robots are cool and creepy. They're, like, all busted up and, like, swapping out their body parts for body parts off the junked robots.
This is coolest scene. Like, I feel like most cyberpunk scene of the movie.
It's fucking wicked.
Yeah. It's done very well. It's very creepy, but also very sad. It's good shit.
And again, too scary for kids.
Yeah, far too scary for kids.
And then Joe shows up, and we're like, hey, these two characters are going to get connected. And then
I feel like this just popped into my head this second, but I feel like Alita Battle Angel is the kids' version of this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wow. That's a good.
They're similar, right?
There is a lot that is kind of shared between,
because Alita's like his surrogate daughter, and she actually does go battle in the arena.
Yeah. Huh.
Can't wait for the sequel. I actually genuinely am looking forward to the sequel of that, even though I didn't love the original that much.
Yeah, me too. Like, even though, I don't think we loved the original. it's interesting, and
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I'm excited to see something interesting.
Right.
So Joe shows up, and the moon rises behind him, and you're like, oh shit, this is that Spielberg thing where people look with wonder up at the camera, and you're like, wow, this is really cool looking. And it is the funnest fake out.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's not, oh my God, look at the wonder of the moon. All these robots are going to be entranced by, the natural
beauty of nature.
No, it is a hot air balloon painted like the moon with bounty hunters in it.
Yeah.
Who are going to shoot them and capture them.
Captained by, what's his
Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleeson. Fantastic actor.
Mm-hmm.
His role is kind of small, but he's fantastic in this one too.
He's, Brendan Gleeson can do anything. He is absolutely incredible at making a role with 2 scenes, 3 scenes, indelible. Going back to the Scorsese thread that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Highlighted Gangs of New York, not in it that much.
Yeah, he's in what? Yeah, maybe 3 scenes? 2?
Right.
Yeah.
His big-ass shillelagh.
And his gigantic fucking ears.
Yeah.
Dumbo-looking motherfucker. And, of course, he's the father of Donald Gleason, who we like.
Yeah.
They run from Brendan Gleeson in his balloon and a bunch of guys on dirt bikes dressed up like dogs. It's fun. It's a pretty good chase scene into like a favela. We meet this nanny robot who just wants to take care of David, and is all fucked up and
extremely
pretty
sad.
Yeah. Okay. So, everybody gets captured, except for Teddy, who, David drops, into the
very
woods.
Sad, very scary scene where he says, David, I'll break.
Yeah. And then he gets dropped. Unfortunately, he hits a tree and tree branches that cushion his fall. And then he follows the balloon to the Flesh Fair, where we meet Ministry.
Yeah, they're going off.
And audience, I'm not kidding. This is Ministry. They are playing a MAGA rally.
I guess here I have a feeling about this. As I was talking about it with my wife. Mm-hmm. These people are made to be horrific, bloodthirsty freaks watching these bots get killed. But then I got to thinking, what if Grok was put into a human body? And I was thinking I would be in those stands cheering to have acid dumped all over Grok.
Okay, well, you do have a point.
What if ChatGPT was put into an R2-D2 exoskeleton and then thrown into a fan? I would be here for it.
Okay, well, when you make it specifically R2-D2, I have a little more trouble with it.
Well, yeah, I don't want to kill R2, but
now on the other hand, if you made it into a rubber robot that looks like fucking Chris Rock, I'm on board. And it's at this point that we are introduced to Chris Rock as a robot.
Oh God, weird.
It is very weird. Apparently, it was initially going to be Jerry Seinfeld. Which
also weird. There's nothing
seems worse somehow.
That'd be one less black person in this movie and bring the total down to 1.
Yeah, it's like at best a lateral move.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock is just doing his Chris Rock thing, and then he gets.
Imagine if they'd
out.
had a Will Smith bot up there, just slapping him to death.
Yeah. Yeah. So
the scene is absurd and stupid. With Chris Rock, they're literally like shoving him into a cannon as he's like.
Yeah,
making jokes.
He's like, I changed my mind. I don't want to get shot in the propeller. Can you aim me above it? And that's comedy.
It is comedy. See, he doesn't want to die because he has an instinct for survival, but we're killing him anyway.
That's incorrect. It's stated merely half a scene later that robots don't plead for their lives.
Well, he's pleading with humor. It's not really pleading.
Yeah, sure. Definitely don't look for the logicals in that.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Yeah, so all the robots they captured are in a cage, and Nanny Bot, Joe, Haley Joel Osment, this weird fucking welder.
By the way, I believe we should just call Haley Joel Osment AI my whole time. Okay. I'm watching it. His character's name is AI to me.
A bunch of my notes I just wrote HJO.
Yeah. Hojo.
Handjob official. What's another O word? It doesn't matter. So they're all in a cage, including a really interestingly formatted robot. And all these robots are like...
Is one of them Arlie Ermy?
No, although he does kind of sound like it.
He's like definitely
has the vibe.
Imitating him. Yeah.
The other one that's kind of got the same format where it's like a pod with a like TV face on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about how he was the time mech of the year 75 years ago or whatever. That is the face and voice of a guy named Eric Bowersfeld, something like that, who is not tremendously notable, except he was a jazz DJ in Los Angeles for years, and most notably, Admiral Akbar's voice.
You got there. I was like, how is he going to make me give half a fuck about this? But you did get there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fucking Admiral Akbar. And I recognized his face because, I don't know, he died 7 or 8 years ago. And I was like, really? That's what Admiral Akbar looked like. Interesting.
Nice.
So, robots in cage. Oh, Teddy shows up. And Teddy gets picked up by... This is basically like a state fair, but with robot murder.
Yeah.
And no roller coasters.
No. You just watch robots die.
Yeah. So Teddy gets picked up by security / the door and gets put in Lost and Found. There's a very funny scene where this guy is just carrying this robot across this whole set, and the robot teddy bear is like, "Where's David? Can you help me find David? Are you taking me to David?"
That actually is interesting. Do you think this is funny? Because I was profoundly sad at Teddy just having his one-track mind to find David, and this guy ignoring him. That's part of the problem with every moment of levity is, except maybe a couple of things Jude Law does, is tinged with this profound sadness that the whole movie takes with it.
I think it is both.
Okay.
As our audience has learned, my sense of and taste for humor, it does not necessarily equate to normal human. Like it is profoundly fucking sad. Like this guy is totally ignoring him. He's like, where's the off switch?
Yeah.
And Teddy is just like, but I need to find David. Where's David? And it's funny. It's also, I mean, it is a deep bummer.
It's horrible.
And wait till we get to the final shot of the movie, folks. So, he breaks out of the Lost and Found box, finds David in the cage, also attracts the attention of a little girl who is real. And
we know that because we see her skull later.
Yeah, we do. She tells her dad, who's like some sort of tech or director, cameraman, I don't know, something like that, with the Flesh Fair. And she says, there's a boy in the cage. So they go to check out the boy in the cage. He has a timing light, which is also an X-ray gun. I used to own exactly that timing light until the pickup melted on your second Cougar's exhaust manifold.
Too bad.
Yeah. But it's an X-ray gun, and it shows that, yes, David is in fact a robot. He's got circuits where other people have bones. And then we turn into it turns into a debate between this tech and Brendan Gleeson. Brendan Gleeson's in charge.
Basically it comes down to this is very high tech. We should probably not burn this one like the others. And he's like, I don't care. It's still artificial and it needs to be made example of.
Yeah, this is incredibly unique. This is a singular piece of art / technology versus it robot kill it, basically. And at some point, one of the robots, actually, I think it was the Admiral Akbar robot, tells David that why they're doing this is because history repeats itself. It's the right of blood and electricity. And when I first watched this on like Wednesday or whenever, no, Tuesday, when he said history repeats itself, I was like, oh yeah, this is I in a split second thought, oh yeah, this is a Spielberg movie. This is going to be tied to the Holocaust, and yeah, but
That's what I
no,
was thinking.
It doesn't explicitly, but yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, and at some point in here, David gets scared and grabs Joe's hand and won't let go.
Once again, this was theoretical in 2001. We are seeing actual AI robots now, and I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if the theatrics, like the whirring fan blades and the acid buckets, are necessary, but I get the getting rid of it.
Yeah. Well, also these AIs are much less fucking stupid, or at least what we see of them. These robots are much less stupid and annoying and incorrect than Grok and whatever.
And less racist.
Also less racist. I mean, one of them is black, so
at least one. Yeah,
they have
two. Actually, we saw two.
Yeah, that's true. They have two black friends, so they can't be racist.
This movie is so white.
It's very white. So Brendan Gleeson's like, nah, fuck it, we kill him. And I also glossed over the nanny bot died a few minutes ago by getting acid dumped on her head and saying that everything would be all right to David. Yeah. So
it won't be David. Spoiler alert.
So Brendan Gleeson's like, hey, let's dump some acid on these fuckers. And because Haley Joel Osment won't, and because AI won't let go of Joe's hand.
There you go.
They both
now I know you're talking about.
Yeah, they both get strung up on the acid dunking cage, whatever.
Yeah. Dunk tank, sure.
Dunk tank scenario. And Brendan Gleeson's like, look, they even tried to invent a child to replace your own children. And
let he who's without sin cast the first stone. I don't know why. Was he actually waiting for somebody to... What? It doesn't matter.
Let he who is without sim catch the first stone.
Is that what he said? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had subtitles turned on. Yeah, and then a guy throws a beanbag at him, and other people throw beanbags at him because the audience is like, this little kid is pleading for his life, and Mecha don't plead for their lives.
Yeah, he looks so lifelike.
Yeah, and then a riot ensues. He's just a boy! And David and Joe run off. Cut to Act 3. So,
it's time to get even hornier.
Yeah.
Entourage style.
We cut to William Hurt's office with pictures of him and David.
Yeah. No, but he made the kid based on his son. What a shock.
It's the real David. And some of the company guys tell him that, like, David is in one piece and has been sighted. And then we go to Joe, David, and Teddy in the woods. And David gives kind of a, pretty childish backstory about how he needs to find the blue fairy to get home. And Joe rolls out, is the blue fairy Mecha, Orga, man, or woman? Woman? Woman. I know women. And he knows where most women can be found. Rouge City.
Yeah. To be clear, I do not know men. You may think by the way I'm dancing and clicking my heels that I might know men. I do not.
He does not know men, but he does also know Dr. No.
I can't get over it. It's just so funny to me.
Yeah, it's I don't know if I can call it a blind spot because I'm pretty sure it's very intentional that, like, no, we got to keep any gay shit out of here.
Yeah, it was a homophobic turn of the century.
Yeah. But anyway, he knows women, and he also knows Dr. No, and there is nothing he doesn't. And then Joe talks a lot about fucking.
Yeah, and even makes some sounds.
It's pretty sexy.
It's weird.
He does some sounds. He does a little tap routine with Gigolo Joe, what do you know? It's fun.
I like, to be clear, I really like what Jude Law's doing the whole time. It's an enjoy. enjoyable character.
He is incredibly like both he and Haley Joel Osment are fucking blameless for the flaws of this movie. Jude Law is doing not just what they asked of him, he is doing a better job than almost any other human could have done with what they asked of him. He is not very fucking bright. He knows how to fuck women, only women.
Only women.
And he knows where to do that.
I mean, what else would you fuck? Like, men can only fuck women, right?
Yeah. So they go ahead and carjack/hitchhike Vinny from Entourage.
Yep. Immediate pointing at the TV moment.
Yeah.
Hey!
I said, "Where's Turtle?" Turtle sadly does not appear. So a bunch of rat boys are on a trip into the city. Joe shows them a hologram of sexy lady robots and explains that, like, you know, we sex bots, you know, me and the lady
the futuristic
ones.
He had the futuristic AI version of that pen you turn upside down and all her clothes come off.
Yeah, yes, that is exactly it.
And he puts it right on Adrian. Wait, what's that guy's name?
Grenier?
Adrian Grenier's junk.
Yeah, it's fun. So, yeah, a couple of frat guys go into the city, and Gigolo Joe's like, "Hey, give us a ride, and I will point you to the best robo-whores."
Yeah.
So they do that, and they enter Rouge City in a Tron car through a big mouth.
The sexiest thing to Steven Spielberg is apparently mouths, because I would think there would be other organs plastered all over this city.
Actually, that's a bit of trivia. Apparently there is theoretically a giant, like, clearly a dick building in the background of a bunch of these shots, but they ended up CGIing it out before release.
Well,
whether or not that was a studio demand or he thought better of it.
Yeah, it was a Little Mermaid situation.
Yeah.
But the building with the legs, that seemed to be ripped off of that HBO cartoon we watched.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember what it was called.
It wasn't Cool World. That was a different thing.
One of our previous episodes.
Something City. Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like it was directly ripped off of that.
Possible. So we get to the city. The kids take off to fuck their robot horse, whatever. And we get a fun bit of Joe reverting to his base programming when he sees a single lady exit a church.
Yeah.
He almost abandons Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, to go
because he's like, he's like, pussy-seeking missile activated.
One thing I am happy that our pleasure model robot was a man. Like, it's always a sexy woman. It's nice to get the role reversed.
It's really nice that there's a robot you can fuck with a dick in this one.
However, mean one less role for a woman, though, which there's only one, and she is only a mother.
That is also true. I don't know. We might be projecting gender onto the super robots at the end of the movie.
True. Are those super robots? I thought they were aliens. Who cares?
We're going to get to it.
We got to get to it quickly because it's...
So we go to Dr. No. And Dr. No, it turns out is Robin Williams voicing a cartoon Einstein.
This won't be Robin Williams' last appearance on our show. Bicentennial Man's out there, and it's waiting.
One of the interesting things about this is that apparently Robin Williams on this movie never worked for Steven Spielberg. All of this voiceover shit was recorded when Stanley Kubrick was doing the movie in like 1992 or something before Spielberg was ever attached, which is a weird little...
That is crazy trivia.
Yeah. Because, I mean, also, you could have just gotten him back into the studio to do it again. Yeah. But anyway, he's a trivia bot, Yellow Pages.
He's ChatGPT.
Yeah.
He's Google.
Yeah, he's Google. Except he does some real D&D style wish spell parsing of the questions, which is very fun.
It is.
Like
he's
Jude
useless Law. Google, put it that way. He's the current Google.
Yeah, Jude Law has to caution Haley Joel Osment, like, don't make your voice go up at the end of a sentence.
Yeah.
So they pay for a bunch of questions, and the real operative one is, how can the Blue Fairy make a robot a real live boy? And then all the formatting changes around and little cartoons stop appearing, and it's just words. And it says a bunch of shit from Pinocchio, and basically you must go to the end of the world where the lions weep. Bum, bum, bum. And that's it. So they leave.
I will say this is one of the few parts of the movie that actually felt like the magical quest that I think Spielberg was trying to make the whole movie feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did like this in that regard. I mean,
I think this might be the most successful portion of the movie. Like from the point where, I don't know, they get out of Vinny Chase's car to them getting to the end of the world is, I think, the most successful chunk. Like just in terms of filmmaking and how it all vibes.
Yeah.
So, we leave the Dr. No booth, and Joe gets kind of nervous and a little scary, which
gets real existential with it.
Yeah, it's a really interesting vibe from this character who, so far, we've seen exactly zero inner life in.
They did make a point earlier in pointing out that Joe, like when they were about to capture him, was also a brand new model. Like he's probably not quite to AI's level, but he's right underneath it. So he might have some reasoning and some capabilities approaching human level.
Yeah. He explains that what Dr. No was referring to as the end of the world is known as Manhattan.
Accent on the man.
And
no women. We can't have them.
Yeah, that is true. Joe can't, like, what? So, and he has heard of other robots who have tried to go there and none of them have ever returned. And he says, like, what if it's a trap? You know, the humans hate us, you know?
Ooh, get that other robot back in here to say, it's a trap.
It's a trap. And Haley Joel Osment's like, well, Monica loved me, my mother. And Joe says, no, she loves you for what you do for her, just like all my customers love what I do for them. They made us too smart, too quick, and too many. We are suffering for the mistakes they made, because when the end comes, all that will be left is us. That is why they hate us.
Yeah, another effective moment of the movie.
Yeah, it works. I mean, it's
especially having him deliver it because he's so goofy.
He's been so friendly and open and goofy, and then he turns very serious, and like what we are seeing on screen is not intentionally frightening, but it's the type of thing where if you were in the Haley Joel Osment, you know, I'm sure everybody, I'm sure all of us in the audience have had an experience as a child where suddenly an adult takes a turn and gets real fucking serious.
Usually an uncle after they've been drinking and never mind.
Yeah. So anyway, they're gonna they're gonna try and figure out a way to get to Manhattan, but Joe gets arrested immediately.
Yeah.
So David and Teddy steal.
He is wanted for murder.
Yeah, he is wanted for murder. David and Teddy steal an amphibicopter.
It's pretty cool.
Teddy says, "Be careful, David. This is not a toy." And it's funny. They rescue Joe and fly to Manhattan. And here is where we remember it is June. This movie came out on June 29, 2001. The Twin Towers are right there.
Yeah, I said too soon, as you do when you see movies with the Twin Towers in them.
Yeah, and we are now in Act 4. We see, a bunch of tall buildings in the sea, sailboats going between them, which...
It's impressive shit in 2001.
Yeah, I'd be real interested to see, like, what's the story of the dudes on those sailboats moving these ancient buildings? We fly through flooded Manhattan, and we see Where the Lions Cry, which are big New York Public Library, but Art Deco style lion statues that are gushing water.
Sure.
And this is the end of the world, where the lions cry.
It's the end of America, which might as well be the end of the world.
Yeah, pretty much. So we land in an open floor of the building by the lions, and we find an office with a bunch of the same words that Dr. No said to them on the door. And it's at this point that I sent Eric a message yesterday when I was doing my notes run. What the fuck is on Joe's forehead?
See, I saw it, and okay, I remember you sent me the message, and then I saw it when it happened, and then 10 minutes later, I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to pay attention. And then I could remember back exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea what it was.
I do not either. And I don't think I did some at least cursory Google searches and could not find anybody else talking about it.
Yeah, it could have been just a weird reflection, but because he's all Vaselined up.
It is definitely not a weird reflection because it stays at the same spot on his forehead when he moves his head.
It had to have been something that got cut, right?
I guess. My only real explanation is, and this is a fucking stretch, is we're trying to do some metaphor for a golem, because in a golem, the traditional golem of Jewish folklore, you create a man out of flesh and then you carve the name of God into its forehead.
That is quite a stretch, Josh.
It's a desperate stretch, but I mean, I don't know, a weird, some shit going on somebody's forehead is...
I think it's something that got cut.
Yeah, it's very fucking weird, but it's right fucking there. It's not something that you could miss.
If I had to headcanon it, I would say that it's some type of tracking device that the cops locked onto, because very shortly he's going to be picked up by the cops. So
okay, sure, yeah, let's go with that.
I'm not going to go with the Gollum thing. That's too much.
That's where my mind immediately went, but your mileage may vary. Anyway, we go into a fucking office, and hey, it turns out there's another David there.
Hey, if you've ever wanted to see Haley Joel Osment decapitate Haley Joel Osment,
with a lamp,
you're going to love this scene.
Yeah, it's great. David Prime immediately shows psycho behavior.
Definitely.
The other David is like sitting there reading a book, and he's like, hey, do you want to read with me? And like, can you read? And David Prime starts screaming, you can't have her, she's mine, I'm the only one, I'm special, I'm David. And
weird, unsettling, makes you wonder if you've been following or caring for the wrong character this whole time.
And then he kills David 2 with a lamp and starts
at this point,
smashing shit.
We don't know that David 2 is synthetic or is a mecha. This could very easily be the child he was modeled off of.
Yeah.
I dislike this scene a lot.
It's weird. It's also like I said earlier, this goes into an area of psychology that is not in favor for the past, I don't know, Mike can inform us of this in the comments. The past 75 years-ish, there's a lot of real Freudian shit going on where, like I said earlier, David is in love with his mother, and any competition needs to be eliminated. I mean, this is, there are much weaker and more useful versions of this in all sorts of, raising kid books about when you have a second child, your first child is going to feel competitive with them, or can feel competitive with them. This is like going to a real extreme version of that. But yeah, he kills himself, and Joe and Teddy freak out and take off.
Yeah.
And then William Hurt, Professor Hobby, arrives. This whole thing was a fucking trap, dude.
Oh no, he's been... Well...
He learned about the Pinocchio shit and the Blue Fairy from Monica, seeded...
Which I have to assume that he found her, saw that she broke her contract, and then had her killed, right?
That probably, why not?
That's why they can't find any DNA. She was
Like
incinerated.
well, I mean, she can't find any DNA because it's 2,000 years in the future. But
And she was incinerated.
sure, yeah. And this is also a point where you're like, has it been? Oh, and also they seeded the clues in all the Dr. No modules around the world, and you're like, wait, has it been literally 2 days since he got dropped off in the woods, or has it been like a year?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And he says, you're our greatest success. You found a fairy tale, and inspired by love, fueled by desire, you set out on a journey to make her real. The single greatest human gift, the ability to chase down our dreams. No machine has ever done that until you.
I think the single greatest human gift is the ability to make a podcast, personally, but whatever.
I was thinking nutting, but whatever. Your mileage may vary.
Sure. Nutting podcast related.
And then he says, the team is going to be so excited. I'll bring them back, and then walks out of the room. And it's at this point that David has an existential crisis and says, my brain is falling out, which I get it. Vibes.
Yeah.
Like that's been the past, 5 years for me.
It happens.
So Dr. Hobby disappears for a while. David wanders around. He sees a room with a bunch of other Davids in various states of manufacture.
All white.
There
are some Lady Davids,
including some that are new in box. And there are Darlenes, which is
bad name.
Not a great name. I mean, like,
no offense, Darlenes, but also, why can't you name your own robot?
Yeah, you'd think they would, like, maybe, or at the least you wouldn't make them all have the same name. You'd do like the Cabbage Patch Kid birth certificate thing.
Cabbage Patch Kids. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And he looks through a mask made of his own skin.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
It's pretty creepy and weird. Then he goes to a window ledge. How long has it been since Dr. Hobby left the room to grab the rest of the team during the middle of this workday? We don't know. It feels like it's been a while, though.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Don't think about Dr. Hobby, because he's never going to come up again.
He will not. So David goes and sits out on the wedge, says "mommy," and jumps off.
Mommy.
And there we are. Joe sees this. We see this reflected in Joe's eyes. And then Haley Joel Osment falls under the water, and a school of fish take him to Coney Island from Manhattan.
It's not how fish work, but it was pointed out to me when I said this. Perhaps they're AI fish, and like, you know what? Maybe they made some AI fish.
Why would they make AI fish take a robot to Coney Island? I don't know.
No, they're AI fish acting autonomously.
Okay.
And they're like, this is a kid. Kids love Coney Island.
Coney Island.
Anyway.
It's a good, quote marks, Van Morrison song. Anyway, he sees something just as a mechanical claw grabs him and takes him to the surface.
And he's in that meme. Is Henry Kissinger even in this thing? Meme?
Yeah.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, exactly. And it was Joe in the amphibicopter capturing him, like grabbing him from underwater and rescuing him. But he's like, no, I saw her. And then the cops show up and take Joe and don't seem to care about the amphibicopter at all.
No.
That was just an acceptable loss. Whatever.
It's a cool scene when Joe's necklace like shoots up towards the magnet.
And he has some wonderful last words as he is being lifted into the sky. When you become a real boy, remember me to the ladies when you grow up.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Joe. And Joe says, I was. And then, we clink our glasses to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He disappears to go get shredded or something.
One has to wonder if Joe had made it into that copter and gone down, and then all the stuff that happened to Joe. Like what, where they're just trying to make him happy.
Yeah.
What would Joe's
pussy.
Yeah. His perfect world that gets built for him would be a sight to behold.
It certainly would. I would love to see that. So,
Too bad.
Yeah. So then David and Teddy are in the amphibicopter. They go back down underwater, accidentally brush against a Ferris wheel while they're on their way to their
Be
destination.
careful, David.
That certainly won't be important. And they park in front of a statue of a blue fairy. And then the Ferris wheel falls and traps them. And Teddy says, "We are in a cage."
He's right.
And then David asks the blue fairy to make him a real boy, and God does not respond.
No.
And then we're on to Act 5.
No, and then the movie ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
The movie should end right there. And it's going to be very sad, but you're going to be like, oh, life is futile. Dreams are hopeless. Give up and die. That's the moral, and at least it's a moral that makes sense.
I think that is a very valid viewpoint. I think the movie ending we get is strangely much darker.
Yeah, weirdly.
Like impressively much darker. But anyway.
I truly think this is where it should end.
Well, look, you take that up with fucking Stanley Kubrick, man.
Maybe that's why I'm not a famous dick. Isn't he famous? Famously a dick? Wasn't he a dick to somebody on the Lolita movie? It doesn't matter.
No, I mean, I'm very possible. He was most famously a, quote, dick to Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall.
But she many times said that, I mean, yeah, it seemed horrible, but it was worth it for what we got out of it. So,
yeah, was it though?
Yeah,
was it?
Yeah. Back to a Stephen King adaptation. So, Ben Kingsley returns after 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Well, because what's about to happen is not going to make any sense unless you have a narrator explain.
No, absolutely not. We are now on Snowball Earth. David continues.
It's Snowpiercer days.
Yeah, David continues to pray for 2,000 fucking years. We see a 2012 ass frozen Manhattan, and there be them Twin Towers again.
Oops. Different timeline, apparently.
Yeah. So we see what we initially take to be aliens flying a cube around.
They're definitely aliens. I don't care what reality says.
They are not aliens, according to everyone. I think even at this point that Steven Spielberg realizes he made a huge mistake.
Making them look like aliens?
In terms of design.
Making them look exactly like all aliens in all movies look like? Yeah, maybe that was a bigger mistake.
Especially the aliens in 2001 A Space Odyssey.
Especially the aliens in his famous movie about aliens?
Yeah, his famous movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, it was a huge mistake. And I almost got into a fist fight with one of our friends who I went to the movie with at the time, whose name began with G, because we walked out of the theater and he said, "What the fuck were the aliens about?" And I said, "I'm pretty sure those are robots, dude." And he started yelling at me about how they were clearly aliens. I was like, I don't know, there's a bunch of circuits and shit in their faces. And he got very upset. I think I was disappointed in the movie. He was pretty angry at the movie.
I might have been there. I can't, this is all sounding very familiar. And I think I was on Team Aliens.
Yeah. Anyway, some alien robots. Let's go with that. Flying a cube into some big holes they've excavated in the glacial ice. And one of the big problems with this movie, weirdly, is that the robots are too alien looking because it just confuses everybody. Like even if you realize, oh, those are robots, it still took you too much processing power to get to that point. But it's a bunch of weird looking alien robot things. They have found the amphibicopter and the blue fairy, and they open the amphibicopter and awaken David, and then they hide.
It's all taking a lot of, it's all very slow from this point.
This movie has a lot of pacing issues.
Yeah, it goes from how many years just passed to, oh my God, please hurry.
Yeah. They wake David up and then they hide because they aren't in the next little bit. He wakes up, gets out of the amphibicopter walks over to the ferry, touches her, and she crumbles, almost instantly because, she's a 2,000-year-old thing that was frozen in ice and
probably wouldn't have existed anyway. Like if we're talking realistically, but
yeah,
you're the archaeologist.
I mean, it's not impossible. It's also not likely.
Yeah,
glacial ice tends to chew shit up pretty good.
Right.
And also he doesn't bother to check on Teddy or wake Teddy up.
That's the problem I have with the end, man. This kid is obsessed with his mom.
Yeah.
And he just spent 2,000 years with Teddy. Like, what happened to bros before hoes?
Yeah, I agree. And the robots talk and they say this machine was trapped under the wreckage before the freezing. Therefore, these robots are originals. They knew living people. And I was really heartened by the fact that they say these robots because they'd be talking about fucking Teddy.
Yeah, I agree.
So the Supermechs go ahead and put David to sleep and then read his memories and transfer them all between themselves with fucking Bluetooth or something.
It's stupid. It takes forever.
Yeah. David wakes back up in his old house, but it's empty, seemingly. He doesn't even find Teddy.
It's all also dreamy filtered.
Yeah. It's a little Vaseline on the lens shit.
Yeah.
And we meet the Blue Fairy, voiced by Meryl Streep.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. She says his wish is to be made a real boy, and she says, I can't make you a real boy.
Because I'm not a real fairy, bitch.
And
you're an idiot who believes in children's stories.
Yeah, she explains that she's basically a construct of the super robots. The house is built out of his memories and everything he observed. Explains there's been 2,000 years, your mommy is long dead.
Just casually dumping the knowledge on him that everything he's ever cared about is gone. And this is all fake.
But I mean, I can bring other people back if you want to see a people. And
Abraham Lincoln. Well, hello, son. 7 years ago, you were a real boy. I think it'd be cool to do a montage of people from history.
Sure. Why not?
All right, let's do it. Come on, Spielberg.
But there's the caveat that they can only bring back people who, they've recovered, who were frozen in the ice. Like other people either who, rotted away before then or weren't, preserved in the ice, they're gone. And there's a whole thing about fucking quantum bullshit, memories.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's resurrection shit. But
at this point, just say magic.
Yeah, basically. But on the upside, Teddy can save the fucking day because he saved that lock of Monica's hair. They have they have part of her physical presence.
Yeah.
So, wish goddamn granted. And
also, could probably bring back Joe pretty easy because his cum is everywhere. Sorry, that's not true. He probably doesn't nut, as we've established.
I assume that Joe, even if he does nut, does not have DNA as we would understand it.
Do you think Joe nuts? That's the question I want everybody to take away from this. Not what is it to be human, not should you want to fuck your mom.
Look,
do androids nut in electric bears?
Why you gotta bring Teddy into that, man?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Look, being real, some women enjoy the sensation.
He'd probably like it.
I mean, at the very least, he can simulate nut.
He can simulate
nutting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to it, folks. I'm glad you stuck around this long.
Yeah, we're only fucking 2 hours in. Yeah. So, David's dicking around with the amphibicopter toy. Teddy repairs himself with the needle and thread, as he has done repeatedly throughout the film.
It's very cute, yeah.
It's really good. And then there's movement at the door to their room. And it's not Mom, but it's a super robo. And this super robo happens
or alien,
to be...
depending on what school you belong to.
This happens to be Ben Kingsley. And he explains that they can recreate humans with memories, but... when they do that, they only last one fucking day. And when they go to sleep, they die again and can never be brought back. So, if we bring her back, you'll never be able to see her again.
Cool. And let's torture this kid some more.
And David says, but maybe she'll be a special one?
But maybe it'll work for us.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it will work for us. Maybe the day will last forever. Like maybe she'll never need to go to sleep. And
You're a 2,000-year-old dummy.
yeah, and the robot's like, well, I mean, that's possible, but I'm not putting money on it.
Yeah.
And we just want you to be happy. And David says, well, if you want me to be happy, you know what you got to do. Bring my mom back so I can kill her.
Yep.
And a new day dawns. Monica awakens. She feels a little foggy. David makes some coffee for her. Cue Lou Reed, perfect day.
Yeah.
They have a wonderful day of drawing
They take
pictures.
heroin.
And they draw some pictures. Teddy's there hanging out.
They scare him. They jump out of a closet. It's cute.
Yeah, it's fun. And then she gets real tired and goes to sleep and dies. David lies in bed beside her and also goes to sleep, which we'd been established in the movie, like scene about 5. He doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
And Ben Kingsley says, and for the first time in his life, he went to that place where dreams are born. So David also dies. And
Dreams
then
are born in death.
Teddy climbs onto the bed and sits down to watch them. And for my mental health, I assume that, after 30 minutes or an hour, Teddy gets up from the bed and he becomes effectively a rock star among the super robo aliens, like lecturing about what it was like when people were around.
Yeah, that's
because Teddy contemplating the corpses until the end of time is too goddamn much for me.
Teddy takes out a spoon and Bindle and perhaps never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a piece of trivia that I found somewhere else that I think I should mention is that this is also tied to another one of our properties.
Oh boy.
So, at preview showings of the movie, special posters were placed in theaters with a list of credits for the Puppet Masters, quote marks, because this movie also had one of the early ARG, like augmented reality games where you sort of search through websites and, try and find clues about what's going on in the backstory, that type of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are credited as the Puppet Masters are the people who did those games. They all worked for Microsoft, at least as contractors at the time. Jordan Weissman.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of the creators of Shadowrun.
Yes. Mike Pondsmith was also in it.
Creators of Cyberpunk 2020.
Yeah. It's a interesting little bit of, it makes it a little more cyberpunk.
Yeah, it does. That is an interesting connection. Although I think this movie was, not a lot of punk,
yeah,
but there's a little bit. There's definitely a man that these robots are fighting against. Like we've definitely done a lot less cyberpunk stuff. Put it that way.
Not very fighting, but yeah.
Well, right. They can't really fight, but they're hiding from.
Yeah.
Do you got box office? Because I know you're itching to give it. Well, we got a wrap. So.
Okay. This movie cost, would you like to guess if this cost more or less than the movie we covered last week?
I'm going to guess less only because it's 20 years older.
Yeah, this movie cost $100 million. That one cost 110.
Okay.
It made $235 million worldwide. Opened the 29th of fucking June on 2001. The number 2 movie is one of the best movies of 2001. I saw it in the theater multiple times. Yeah, not a bad year. Yeah. It is in its second week of release. It is The Fast and the Furious.
Ooh, classic.
Stealing fucking TV DVD combos.
Yeah.
Or TV VCR combos. Number 3.
Now they're wizards and magic cars.
Yeah. They've got mechs, basically.
Race wizards and mechs, yeah.
Yeah. Race Wars. Number 3, Dr. Dolittle 2. Never saw it. Don't care to. Number 4, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. I think that had Angelina Jolie. Never saw it.
Probably.
Number 5, Baby Boy, a very good movie directed by John Singleton. Stars,
right.
Let's see, Atlantis, which is an animated Disney movie. Number 7, Shrek. Whatever.
Never heard of it.
Number 8, Pearl Harbor. Boo.
Saw that in the theater, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's I saw a bunch of this shit in the theater.
It was a heavy theater time for us. I remember
it really was. This year, I saw a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's a hot summer too, so
yeah,
we did not have air conditioning.
I think
not that we couldn't afford it; we were just too dumb to buy it.
That is probably why a big part of why I saw Fast and Furious, like, I think 4 times in the theater.
Yeah.
I got off work. It's 4:00 and 100 degrees. I should go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
Number 10, a movie we might have to cover at some point. Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, and John Travolta. Swordfish.
It's on all the lists, so I think we might have to cover it.
A movie mostly famous at this point because Halle Berry shows her breasts.
Yay!
Yeah.
And so does John Travolta.
Number 11, Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
That was a movie I liked.
Another Jude Law joint.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe not. Was he in that?
No, Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, right. Wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I do get those two confused a lot.
That's fair. They both kind of broke at the same time, and they don't have... Their face shapes are similar.
Yeah.
Number 12, Pootie Tang. Great movie.
Great movie, great director.
Yeah, great guy. Never did anything wrong. 13, 11. Or Evolution, sorry.
Evolution. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, David Duchovny. Yeah, it's a fun movie.
We saw that in the theater too.
Yes, we did. I don't remember if you were there. I also saw number 16 in the theater, Sexy Beast, with Ben Kingsley
I never saw
again.
That. I remember you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it and still haven't to this day, and I've still never seen it and probably should at some point.
It absolutely rules. You should watch it. It also has Al Swearingen in it, so bring it back to Deadwood. Number 15 was The Animal from A Totally Normal Guy.
Oh, yeah, that cool guy who has never done nothing wrong.
Who is certainly not divorced.
And definitely hasn't done, like, all the colors of face in every movie.
I hate to keep going down this list, but God, this was a fucking year, man. Number 17, Memento, Christopher Nolan's second movie. Great. Yeah. Number 20, a movie that is deeply bad, but I have to mention, what's the worst that could happen? That is the Martin Lawrence adaptation of a Donald Westlake Dortmunder novel.
Oh boy.
It is one of the worst things I have ever seen.
Oh shit. All right.
You would think, okay, a Dortmunder novel?
Martin Lawrence is funny.
I could see Martin Lawrence making that work. It does not work.
Okay.
Shooting way down the list. Guess what? Let's see, in its 24th week of release, at number 34 in the box office. Do you have a guess, Eric? We saw it in the theater together.
I'm going to guess, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Egg Sharkly. This
nice.
week it made $66,000.
I remember that was in the theater so long.
It absolutely was. And number 36 is another one. It's been in the theaters 31 weeks, and we also saw it in the same theater.
Is it Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
It is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Bringing it back to Chow Yun Fat.
Making another
full circle on this podcast.
Making another $61,000 up to its worldwide total of $129 million.
Oh, good job. I do love that movie. And after watching Hard Boiled, I've been thinking about watching it again. I loved it so much when it came out.
I was thinking about firing it up pretty recently because it's been a very long time. But
yeah.
All
right, we got to rate this motherfucker and bounce. Yeah. So, AI, the story of AI, aka the story of Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
I'm gonna go 5. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm going lower because I think this thing has like incredible structural flaws. And I think the thing is there is not any fixing this movie. Mm-hmm. Like it's too deformed from the beginning.
I agree.
So I'm gonna give it, even though I like parts of it, it's getting a 3 from me, dog.
I think Kubrick was wrong.
I think this was literally an impossible movie. Like, I don't...
I mean, obviously they made a movie, but to make it, like, compelling or not just a depressing slog.
The thing is, this movie has been at least somewhat kind of reclaimed in the past decade or so. And so when I started watching it this week, I was thinking like, oh, I bet this will be better than I remember it being. It wasn't. It's certainly stranger than I remember it being, but
you tend to forget about some of the weird stuff.
But I don't think it was better. Like, I can see, just the kind of online reclaiming thing going on, but
yeah,
sometimes that's
wrong, that's nostalgia, millennial nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was a Spielberg movie that they probably saw when they were 13, and
yeah. Was this movie good, or Pinocchio. Did you see it when you were 12?
Right, exactly. Influence. Like I said, the companion thing was to me close enough that it almost made me think that it was an homage. So I think there's got a little bit. I think everything Spielberg does is going to be a little bit influential. He just is at that level.
Yeah.
So I'll probably hit it at 5 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair.
It might be a little high. I mean, obviously this is one of his least influential movies, but
still, the bottom of Steven Spielberg's influential movies is way higher than most people ever get anywhere near. So yeah, I think that's fair. 5.
Okay. Prescience. Actually pretty good because
AIs are fucking psychopaths.
They are. They're hallucinating psychopaths. And I think, I said this many times on the show, the dystopia that's going to get us is going to be climate change.
Yeah.
Like this fascism is just going to make it miserable up until the point where climate change gets us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is right at the point where like it was 50-50 chance of any movie's apocalypse being either climate change or nuclear war. Right. And this one happened to be on the right side of that.
So I'm actually, and between that and the fact that AI is becoming, unfortunately, we're definitely going to have fuckable robots soon. I mean, we have them, but like more lifelike ones. And probably some weird, wasn't Teal. It was one of the fucking AI guys talked about how he uses AI to raise his kid and he can't imagine how people did it without it.
Yeah, I can't remember which one of the assholes.
I can picture him, but I can't remember his fucking name, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to hit it at an 8.5. I don't know why. It just seems like a likely ending for us.
Yeah, honestly, I think you are fucking dead on there. Yeah, 8.5.
And style.
Okay. I am. Style-wise, this movie is interesting.
Yeah, it's trying.
All of the clothes that nearly everybody wears, everybody who is a human wears, is fucking normal, fine, whatever, khakis, 1999, year 2000 look. On the other hand, Joe's suit very shiny. And I am counting in the style a lot of the effects on the robots with their hollowed out heads and shit like that.
Yeah, I think that counts.
So, and also I am giving this extra points because Teddy.
Yeah, I don't think Teddy counts, but you can count him if you want.
I'm this fucking counting him. Fuck you.
I wanted to point out the house that he grows up in at the beginning. They were trying to make it look like futuristic nice, but it just looked like IKEA.
It looked like
an IKEA house.
1979 Scandinavian minimalism.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
What number are you landed on?
I am going to go ahead and give it a 7.5.
Wow. Because I was thinking 3.
Look, I think the robots putting themselves together in the junkyard and then the continued like empty head, faces ripped off stuff. I am adding the special effects into the style for this one.
I mean, I agree that that's cool, but like when I think of Rouge City, that shit all seemed ripped off of Heavy Metal Magazine. Like there was nothing unique or interesting about that as a futuristic cyberpunk city.
Yeah.
Especially all the open mouths, which just got weird after a little bit.
Sexy.
like I think Jude Law was the most stylish part of the movie for me, because I think his look and vibe was very cool, and the fact that he only fucked women, exclusively.
He knows women.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked all those special effects. I just don't count them towards style, but you're welcome to, because this means nothing.
Yeah, I think look, if we had watched this movie prior to The Creator, I would give it less for that, but a lot of that same stuff is still kind of weirdly peak design in terms of robot shit in movies.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should go higher, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Hand raisers 1 to 5. Dropping a deuce on it.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 2. I can't in good conscience go higher or lower, because there's, like we said, Haley Joel Osment, Jude Law, and Teddy, obviously. They did nothing wrong.
I mean, Spielberg, I don't feel like Spielberg can do worse than a 2. I think that's about the worst he can do.
That is close to his floor for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I guess it was last week, his Twilight Zone movie segment is the very bottom. I don't know if he has made a feature film lower than 2.
Let's talk about what we're doing next week, because next week's going to be a little
Tell me about it.
Because I had an idea. Every time I look through the cyberpunk movie database, there's all these short films on there that look really cool and interesting, but we can't dedicate a whole episode to like an 8-minute film. So we are going to do a bit of an anthology episode next week.
Well, anthologies always work.
They always do.
For us.
Never fail. I found 3, and granted, I didn't want to spoil myself, so I don't know if these are good, but what I do know is that they are available and that they are either in English or subtitled in English. And that was my criteria. So they could be bad.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week. The 3 are, first of all, I got Lost Memories, and this might not be the order we cover them in, but I got Lost Memories 2.0, which is a French film, and it's available on YouTube. I've got The Masseuse, which is a Malaysian film, which is also available on YouTube. And then I've got Anima, which is a Serbian film. It's not the Serbian film, which is available on Vimeo. So, we're going to try to cover those 3, see how it works. I'm curious to try it because I've been wanting to get into some of these shorts somehow.
Yeah.
And I think No Time Like the Present. We're running out of movies.
And we're running out of time.
All right, so those are your 3. I'm sure I'll list them again in the next episode's description. Until then, Josh has to give us a quote to get on the fuck out of here.
Cirrus, Socrates, Particle, Decibel, Hurricane, Dolphin, Tulip, Josh, Listener, Josh. Bye!
I feel like you left the name out of that one. Bye!
This has been the High Tech Low Life podcast. Find us on Bluesky at High Tech Low Life. Email us at hightechlowlifepodcast@gmail.com, and find us on Patreon at patreon.com/hightechlowlife. Theme music by Nihilor at nihilor.com. Thank you for listening.
Keep it moving. Come on, what are you waiting on? Let's go.
They're trashing our rights, man! They're trashing the fluid data! They're trashing! Everybody out. Hike the planet! Hike the planet!
Shut up and get in the car.